Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jen here. Today I am going to be making a pumpkin roll and I wanted to bring you guys along with me. This is awesome for fall or winter. Everybody in my family absolutely loves them. So I wanted to bring you guys along and show you how to do it. It's easier than you probably think, but this is what we'll need. We need 4 eggs, a cup of sugar, a cup of flour, a cup of pumpkin puree, which is half of one of these cans, and then a half teaspoon each of baking powder and salt, and then a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. I make my own homemade pumpkin pie spice, so if you guys want that recipe or a video, let me know. And that will be for the cake itself. And then later we will need for the filling a block of cream cheese, 4 tablespoons of butter, some vanilla extract, which yes, this is vanilla extract, but I make my own, so same as the pumpkin pie spice. If you would like a recipe video, just let me know. And then also powdered sugar, but we will use that later. We're going to get the cake mix started first. I am also going to preheat the oven to 375. I also have a baking sheet. This is a 17.25 by 11.5. But before I get the batter mixed, I want to get the pan ready. I use this Baker's Joy baking spray with flour. You have to spray the pan itself, on the sides, all on the bottom. And then take your parchment paper. We have our pan prepped. It is greased underneath and on top so that nothing sticks. And we will start by creaming our eggs and sugar together. And I'm just going to use my hand mixer here and cream these until it's a pale yellow and fluffy. Okay, so now that they are fluffy and pale yellow, now we are going to add in our baking powder, salt, and pumpkin pie spice, and our pumpkin. We're not going to add the flour yet till the end. Once that is mixed, now we will add our flour. And you don't want to over mix this. You're not making pumpkin bread. And now you just take your spatula, scrape the sides, make sure everything's well incorporated. All the flour, all the pumpkin, and then we'll get it in the pan. And then we're just going to flatten this out as even as we can get it from corner to corner. And when I first started making these, I was like trying to be a perfectionist about this, and then I learned very quickly that that's not possible. So you just get it the best that you can. Spin it around a couple times. Go back and forth, and then what we do in a second will help it out also. And now you want to take it and just bang it on your counter a few times. That will even it out a little bit more, and it will bring any air bubbles up so that the cake doesn't crack. Now we will put this in the oven. set the clock for 15 minutes. All right, and while the cake is baking, you want to get a lint-free towel laid out on your counter and take a little bit of powdered sugar and just sprinkle it all over the towel. And when the cake comes out of the oven, then we will flip it over on this towel. All right, let's check and see if this is ready. See how it springs back when you touch it, and the edges are getting just a little bit crispy. Now you're gonna take the cake and flip it onto the towel, and it's gonna make a big old powdered sugar mess, but that's okay, it's worth it. And that, because you had it sprayed on both sides, it just comes right off. And now we have the cake. You want to do this right when you get it out of the oven so that it's warm and it rolls up perfectly while it cools. So you're going to take the edge of your towel and fold it into the cake. You could do long ways if you want. I've always done it from the short side and it comes out good like that. So then you just roll the towel right into the cake. And then take your cooling rack, take the cake, lay it right on there, and now you're gonna leave this to cool for at least 45 minutes to an hour. It needs to be completely cooled before you add the filling in it. So I'm gonna put that to the side and we'll get the filling going while it's cooling. All right, so we have the brick of cream cheese softened and the softened butter. I let them both come to room temperature while I was making everything. And then a cup of powdered sugar and some vanilla extract. I never measure this, but you can if you're like very particular about it. About a tablespoon will do just fine. And you're gonna whip this together and then add the powdered sugar. And now we're going to add the powdered sugar. I do about half at a time, or you'll have a cloud of powdered sugar. And you can make this icing up like just a few minutes before your cake is done cooling. Ours is done cooling. So now we're just gonna lay this out flat and unroll it. And then you're just gonna put your icing right in there. And take our spreader. You want to try to make this as even as possible and leave a border a little bit around the edge just for when you roll it. And then you're just going to take the cake and start rolling it, not super tight, just to where it goes over. And then I always just take the towel and roll it right back in it. And then put it in the fridge and let it cool. You can't cut it like this or the cream cheese will come right out. All right, now I just pulled it out of the refrigerator. It's been in there a couple hours cooling. Probably best to leave it overnight, but just as long as the filling has had time to cool and harden up some. I always cut the ends off. That should be like the cook's treat. All right, guys, so this is the finished product. This is absolutely like a hit in my family, or when we go to holiday parties or whatever, and you can make it ahead of time and leave it in your fridge so that it will be ready for the next day or whatever. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And also the original recipe that I got this from like a couple years back, I will link that recipe in her video, Noreen's Kitchen, down below. She's absolutely amazing and can bake and cook absolutely anything. So check that out. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.